going on, guys? Welcome back to Love in Black and White. I am your Coco co-host, Manuelis Rojas Martin, aka Manny Martin, the one, the only. And along with me is my brother, mi hermano, mi cuya, all that good stuff.
Culo.
Culo. The one, the only, Jay Hollingsworth.
What's up,
How,
y'all?
how you doing, man?
I'm fucking ready to go, man. I've been looking forward to this all week. I'm adjusting my little thing for my computer, and
There you
I'm
go.
I'm on Ethernet, so hopefully we won't have the and
No
then
so dumb. All right. Well, last week we left off on a very interesting teaser. And for those of you who didn't check it out last week, our teaser was, what would you do if you found out your partner had an active dating account online? So we didn't let you know what the scenarios were. So we're going to start off with scenario one, which is they're just using it to feel good about themselves. So let me ask you this, Jay. You're dating somebody for about 2 years, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you find out that your significant other has an online dating profile active, and you find out, and you're just, and they explain it to you, and they're like, "Hey, it's nothing serious. I just do it to feel better about myself, to see if people will swipe right on me." How are you going to take that? How are you going to address that if you find out without them telling you?
well, so what's interesting is if it may be even be a girl or girl, I was going to say or a person. It's going to be a girl. It would be a girl and or no, but so it may be a lady that I met through a dating app. So
Right.
maybe she never deleted it.
There you go.
But okay, yeah. So I guess it would depend on be like, but I would have thought we would have had that talk, like if we
Right.
met on a dating app, maybe a ceremonious thing where we like, hey, let's delete it together. We're
Ooh,
whatever.
I like that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I find out 2 years, we've been dating, and she has a dating app up, and I'm like, yo, what's happening here? And you said her reasoning would be what?
That she does it to feel good about herself.
Uh, wow. Well, what's making you feel good is making me feel bad.
Yeah.
How
I
does that
mean,
how does that
yeah.
work?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I've heard of this happening. But yeah, I'm with you. It's like, okay, clearly I'm not making you feel good enough being in this relationship.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
self-confidence thing, and I like, and we've talked about this before. I always try and say, like, if the roles were reversed, so that's how I'd present it. I'm like, okay, what if so if I told you I wanted to set up a profile because I'm missing something, and I need this validation
Right.
to feel good. How would you feel? What would
Right.
your thoughts be on that? And then
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Okay. But moving on to scenario two.
Okay.
All right. Even it gets a little deeper here.
Oh boy.
She's using it to meet up with people, but not having sex. So that's that's even weirder to me. But I think you
I'd be like,
posed
you
it.
should use it now to find a roommate.
Exactly. So
No,
um
that's a no go. I'd be like, yeah, that needs to stop immediately. Well, you know what? Fucking, like,
yeah.
that's so weird to me. That's you're going out on dates. You may not be fucking, but what's the
Yeah,
what's
what's
the end goal?
exactly. Yeah, what's the motive on that? But you posed a very interesting scenario here. You said, what if it was me and I find out that both you and Crystal swiped on each other? So
Did I say
like,
that?
yeah, well, you put it in the notes.
Oh,
Yeah. So that like you find out that your best friend swiped on your wife
oh yeah.
and your wife swiped on your best friend. So where does that leave you in the scheme of things?
Oh, I know. No,
Okay.
you know
Okay.
what?
Okay.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
I put that because that person's name is the same. It's this. Okay, so this scenario happened.
Yeah.
And this I was gonna say I didn't want to out them, but I mean they don't give a fuck. But this
Yeah.
girl, her name's Crystal. So
Oh,
it,
okay.
it
Okay.
wasn't it wasn't your Crystal. That's why I put that in there. Jesus.
Okay.
But that is an interesting scenario we can go over.
Yeah.
But so this kind of happened to me. So there is a comic here in Vegas,
Right.
and has a, I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, but his wife and or girlfriend, I'm not sure, but they have like an open thing.
Okay.
And so I was on Tinder. I think it was Tinder, swiping or whatever, and I swiped on this girl, and it was one of those deals where it wasn't like I was like, oh, that's that Crystal girl. Let me swipe
Mm-hmm.
on her. It
Yeah.
was literally like, pretty. Because, dude, if anybody ever watched me on Tinder, I swipe so quick. I don't swipe yes on everybody. I know some people do that,
Yeah.
but because to me, like, people might be, well, hey, you don't read the profiles. No, I don't, because it's I literally am just like, because I'd say 50% of the profiles on there are escorts or
Right.
fucking cam girls or a scam. So I don't spend a lot of time. It basically is just my passing time right now is swiping. So I look at the first picture and I immediately swipe right or left and I fly through it. So when this girl came up, I was just like, oh, pretty girl. Yes, cool. Pretty girl. Next person, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because nothing's going to happen unless you match anyway. So why get all invested and spend all this time, on somebody that you may not even match with, or they could be a cam girl, whatever. So
Yeah.
I swiped right on this girl, went about my day. Then I matched. So that she swiped right on me, we matched. So
Mm-hmm.
I get the alert, you matched with this person. So now I go look at the profile and I look at the other pictures, and
Right.
in her other pictures, she has her boyfriend, husband. That's the comic that I know. And then I was like,
Ah.
oh shit, that's
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And then so then I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck? So she messages me
Yeah.
and said something like, hey, what's up, blah blah blah, and she's like, my boyfriend, who he's right here next to me. And I think I even said, I go, hey, I totally didn't swipe
Yeah.
on, I wouldn't have swiped, whatever. And she's like, oh no, we have like basically they have an open thing. And she was almost like insinuating like if this was something I was interested in, but I couldn't do that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
any guy or comic or friend or whatever, I couldn't get with their girl, you
Yeah.
know. uh
Actually, that brings up an interesting point because there's somebody else who was actually doing the same thing, but they were looking for a three-way. And
mm,
you know what I mean? So that also like poses a thing of like, man, I wouldn't feel comfortable like if it was a buddy's girl to be like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, I think we've talked about this on previous episodes, but I feel like during a three-way, at least if I'm involved, somebody's going to be disappointed, right? And and then on top of that, I don't want nobody behind me. You know what I mean? I don't
yeah.
want like I don't want another dude. I know some people do. They want the two guys and the girl, but it's like if I were ever to approach that scenario, I could. I don't think I would want a
Okay, what
guy
about
there.
this? Two girls, lesbians,
Yeah.
that are in a committed relationship, but they like to play every once in a while with a guy, and they match with you.
I mean, if I'm single, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one thing. But at the same time, I think one of them is going to be disappointed. You know what I mean? Like,
Or both.
or both are going to be
Yeah.
disappointed. So it's like, yeah. So for me, I'm just like, nah. It's not worth it.
Okay, now same scenario with those girls. Hold on, actually, let's come back to the girls.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
One
Yeah.
scenario, because I'm getting sidetracked on the other one. But yeah, I've still chatted with them, and I
Right.
told her, I was like, oh, tell him I said what's up, and this is crazy because I didn't even realize this was you when we matched or whatever. and
Yeah.
and like, she's messaged me since, like, oh, I want to see pictures of the dog and this and that, and I'm like, all right, cool. um but I couldn't, I could never do that. Even if they're both are like, no, we want you to, it's just, fuck, it
Yeah.
feels weird to me, or not right for me, the
Yeah.
same way I wouldn't, if he had and her had broken up, and like, I would out of respect for him, because I consider him a co-worker, so to speak, or whatever, a
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I feel like you don't bring that in the camp, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like if you've been with the girl before me, and something were to happen, and I'm single, I'm not gonna go date anybody that you've dated just out of respect for you. Just you
Now,
know,
don't you wish all your previous roommates, had that same mentality?
that would be great. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would think that would just be a common courtesy thing, but
Without
not
saying the
always.
names,
Yeah.
do you ever want to get into that?
Maybe down the line.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Now
So
everybody's going to be writing in, what was that
what is
about?
it?
Yeah, it's not me, not me.
No,
We're
no,
talking
no.
about-
Best roommate ever.
Um,
Yeah.
so okay, now let's before we get to the lesbian, let's do the scenario that you thought this meant.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so okay, yeah, and we'll do scenarios. So we'll present it this way. You don't know Crystal's on it.
Mm-hmm.
She's on it, and she's doing it for the thing you said. she just needs the validation for whatever reason. She's not hooking
Right.
up with people, whatever. And I'm single and I'm on there.
Yeah.
And maybe I knew it was her when I met or swiped right. Maybe I just was going through it like, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, oh, pretty girl, whatever, didn't register. So so then she matches with me and
Right.
I get the alert and then I look at it and then I see picture and I'm like, holy shit, that's
Yeah.
Manny's crystal.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I have to fucking tell you.
Oh God.
I have
Yeah.
to I have to tell you, one, she's on it, and
Right.
two, I matched with her, and three, she matched with me. What the fuck?
Dude,
Oh
that's
my
such a mind fuck right there, because there's the one, where it's like, damn, you're my best friend. So it's like, if you come to me and you tell me this, I'm gonna take you at your word that it's like, hey man, I was just swiping. I
and I'd
didn't.
be like, look right
Yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly, right. But it's like, I've seen where some dudes are just shady. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck if somebody's been married for years, got kids. They're just like, I'll never forget when I broke up with that girl of 3 years. One of our friends came out and was like, yeah, I never liked the way Manny treated you and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, trying to shoot his shot and it didn't work, and it's just like, and then we met up years later. He came to one of the shows. He was like, man, I don't even know what we were mad about. And I was like, yeah, motherfucker. You know what I
You're like,
mean? Like,
oh, I can
yeah,
remind you.
exactly. But I squashed it. I was like, it wasn't worth it. So yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. But yeah,
Dude, there was so I just did an Aska. Kevin, I just did an Aska with a former sex addict.
Oh, okay.
And one of the things she was saying is, I think she said she was at the movies with her current boyfriend or with a guy that she was trying to break that sex addiction, and she was with this guy, and she was saying that she still kept some of these guys as friends, and he goes, all right, text every one of them right now and say, hey, do you want to have sex?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
see what their response is. And she said all of them except for like 3 were like, yeah, what's up? And she was like,
Wow.
she had no idea. She literally was like, oh, and he was like, I fucking told you.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like, guys, especially like, when you're younger, I mean, when you're in your 20s, you know what I mean? I think that a lot of guys are just trying to get laid. It's like where me and you are at in life right now. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not as concerned about that. It's like if I
My
get a
dick
text,
game is trash.
exactly.
Sex game's off the charts, so but
There
my
you go,
dick
bud.
game, I'm like a one-hit wonder with my dick.
Yep. Oh
um,
man.
okay, so now we'll go to that
Oh,
lesbian
okay.
scenario, but I'm going to add a caveat to it. So
Yeah, yeah.
before you were like, if I'm single and it was just 2 random lesbian girls. So now let's say one of the lesbian girls is a friend, a coworker from
Okay.
work.
Yeah, yeah.
And she has her girlfriend, and them as lesbians or whatever. And let's say her friend comes with her to meet her for lunch at work, and hey man, you want to go to lunch? You go to lunch, and then they spring it on you.
Oh wow.
Like so who's your friend, your coworker? Karen with a
Okay.
Q. It's always Karen with a Q and an R7.
Yeah.
So you're at lunch, and we'll do that scenario. So I'll be Karen, and then she's
Cool.
a friend.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
so we're
Yep.
at lunch. Hey Manny, so my girlfriend, um I was gonna say Laniqua. I don't know why fucking Laniqua.
Rondo with a spelled with a 4 for the
Yeah.
R. And
Yeah. My girlfriend Bertha.
Hey, how you doing, B?
Yeah, all for some reason her name is all capitalized. So, yeah, well, Bertha, and me. I mean, we've been working for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always kind of, not we, I always kind of flirt with you, jokingly, and I'm a lesbian, so it doesn't mean anything. But I always thought you were kind of cute, and I talked to Bertha, right, Bertha? Yeah. And Bertha, and I asked Bertha, like, if she would be interested in maybe bringing you into the bedroom for maybe a little fun, no strings attached, no pressure, but just and just me, you, and Bertha.
Yeah, I mean, Bertha.
Yeah.
I mean,
What's up, cuz?
I think I'm good. I appreciate it.
What's up? What's up with that dick, son?
I don't even think I have one, to be honest with you.
You don't find me attractive?
No, you're a very beautiful lady.
Is it my beard?
No. No, I think it's your dick. That's a little.
Oh, you better fucking PC Manny yourself.
Hey, she might have one, but
What?
there is nothing wrong with if she has one. You know what I mean? God made everybody equal, even if you don't believe in God. All people are created equal.
Are you
So
saying butch lesbians have penises, Manny?
no, I'm just saying I saw the China porno and she had a very ginormous
Fucking,
clit. So you know
yeah,
what I
she
mean?
did.
Yeah. So sometimes steroids do that to you if you got a deep voice. I'm guessing that
Huge
could be.
balls too.
but here on Love It Black and White, we just want to say, no matter how you were made, no matter how you look, you are perfect in our eyes, and we love you and we thank you for listening. But
Thanks,
yeah,
cuz.
but if I got hit on by Bertha and Karen,
Laniqua or Karen. That's right.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
Karen.
yeah, yeah,
Now,
Karen.
Karen. Let's say Karen's okay. We'll do a few different scenarios.
Okay,
So,
okay, yeah, yeah,
Karen is whatever your physical dream woman, and
okay,
she's cool with you at work.
yeah, yeah,
But Bertha is fucking me.
okay,
But it's a woman, But
yeah, yeah,
so that's the first scenario. So
okay.
how do you respond to all that?
I'd be like, yeah, especially if I'm single and maybe I haven't had sex in a long, long time or something, and I'm just like, okay, I need to, I clearly like Karen. I'd be like, is it cool if Bertha just watches? You know what I mean? Is it,
Nah,
yeah.
son, I'm gonna fondle your balls.
I
You gotta
ultimately,
suck this clit, not lick it. I like it sucked.
I would be like, I really think, no, to be honest though, it would just, I think it would create too much friction in the workplace. And I wouldn't want to have to deal with that every day. So,
Uh,
honestly, I would probably just be like, hey, I really appreciate the offer and everything. But, unfortunately, I'm just looking for just a girlfriend at this point in time. I'm not interested,
Karen, I
but
told you he was a bitch.
but I do have a beautiful friend. His name is Jay, man.
Yeah.
If you want to fly out to Vegas.
Yeah. Can I wear his hoodies? Probably. Okay. All right. Now, same
Okay.
scenario. Karen and her girlfriend, fiance, Raquel,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
who's
yeah.
as fine or finer than Karen.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah,
That
yeah.
scenario, or is it the same thing?
I think partially the same thing, but
All
I'd
right.
be intrigued. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think it goes back to the thing again. It's like I remember you saying it's like you had a three-way once and you're not
Yeah.
really ever interested in doing it again. I think for me, like I've never had a three-way, but I'm not really interested in trying to please two people who aren't going to be happy at the end of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're probably better at their sexual chemistry than I would be, like and I'm gonna feel weird and awkward the first time, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, yo, am I doing this right? Am I, like, is this what they like? And yeah, ultimately, nah, I think I'm good,
Bertha grabs your head. Suck that clit. Suck it.
Same scenario for you. Two very gorgeous coworkers, coworker and her significant other. They ask you, how are you going to take that
Yeah, I
after a show? You get approached
yeah. Well,
by
okay, if they're coworkers that are comics, then either
no,
scenario, no,
yeah,
just because I don't want to fuck with comics. But if it's like I was working at Verizon,
yeah,
the Karen and Bertha,
yeah,
that would probably be a quick no, because
yeah,
because it'd be one thing if I was just like a selfish lover in the sense of where I'm like, well, fuck, I won't even pay attention to Bertha. Fuck
right,
her.
right.
So handle your own shit. I'll just focus on Karen. But I mean,
Yeah,
I
she
would
looks
just
at
be
you.
like,
She
yeah,
looks at you. She's like, "What'd you say, little motherfucker?"
yeah.
Six,
You're
seven.
you're fucking Karen looking at her like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it with you. It's fucking but if they were both fine, and then
Yeah.
they're both fine. I'm single. I'm working at Verizon
Oh, yeah.
with these two hot ass freaks.
Yeah.
um, I mean, it would be like you used a interesting word. Would you say curious, or you'd be
Oh yeah, intrigued.
intrigued? That was the
Yeah,
word.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, but if I was younger, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
yeah, yeah.
If
Totally.
today, I'm
Nah.
like, nah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's how I feel. 18 to like 25, Manny. Oh, yeah, I'm in like
Yeah.
Flint. You know what I mean? But it's like, 30 something year old Manny, like, nah, I'm good.
And young me actually might with Bertha just for the story.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what the comic in me would be like. This is gonna be funny, and so you
You're
know
like,
what
I
I
had a threesome with two girls, I think.
mean?
All right.
Oh man, all right.
All right. Next thing. You get invited to Chappelle's farm for a show, but your significant other's best friend's wedding is the same day. What do you do?
Ooh, damn.
I
I
know what I
mean,
do. Quick.
yeah, seriously. I mean, to be honestly, if it's just her best friend, you know what I mean? Then
I
I'm
think I
going.
was friends.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I mean, damn, that's what. Okay, let me pose it as this: you're in the wedding,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and it's like,
Whew.
and last second you get a call from Chappelle. He's like, "What's up, baby? Come on down to
We could
the."
do a scenario like you actually invited me to your wedding. We could do like that.
You know what? I know you weren't gonna fly out, you motherfucker.
I know. I always guilt trip Manny, but it was like a destination wedding, so I'm glad I didn't fucking. It's good. He did it for me. Okay. Oh God, if you're in the wedding, that I would so.
Depends on how close you are with the person, I think, because it's
Well, it's,
like,
if it's her best friend, I mean, fuck it. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm
But
doing
what
a
if?
favor for her.
Okay, but what if she's in the wedding and you got to walk alongside of her because you were, for instance, like her fiance doesn't have enough groomsmen, so it was like, okay, well, Jay, can you walk down with you know, Clarice and make sure that she has somebody to walk with,
Dude,
but.
these are fucking. I mean, so hopefully, if
I
it's
know
my
it's a random ass
no,
scenario.
no, no, no. I'm
Yeah.
thinking like if it's if it's my girl, she probably I mean, I would assume she understands like an opportunity like this is huge and are few
Hmm.
and far between.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't Jesus Christ. I it's giving me anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like how I'd have to have the talk cuz I mean, if they call you, like you get the call. I don't look at my like if they say this date, can you do it, Dave Chappelle? I'm yes, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't go, oh, hold on, let me check my calendar. I got a wedding. Can I call you back? You got to say you're like yes, fucking
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's what I'm thinking. I'm in my head, I'm like I've already told them yes because
Yeah.
this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So now I'm like, I don't just approach her with like, hey, I got to do this, but I would be like, hey, I got called on this and I don't know what to do because I know this is an important thing. It's your best friend or and
Yeah.
you need me there, but also this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I don't know what I mean, how bad is it mess things up if I
Yeah.
take this thing? And how bad is it
Uh,
going to mess things up with me and you if
right.
I
Right.
do
Right.
this? And
Okay.
I would hope that she's like, it's okay, babe. I know how important this is. I would hope,
Yeah.
but
Totally. Okay. One step further. You're my best man in the wedding, and well, of course, I'm gonna say, fuck it, go do what you need to do. So
I know
okay,
you
let's.
would, yeah, but
Yeah.
fucking
Crystal might be upset,
yeah. Okay,
but
here I'll do the scenario with
okay,
you.
okay. I was gonna say just for laughs calls, and they're like, "Hey, we had a dropout."
I was gonna
And
say for
yeah,
you,
okay.
your wedding day, Kevin
Ooh,
Hart, your Kevin Hart thing.
damn, I would have to drop it. I mean, you can't just cancel your own wedding. You know what I mean? You'll never live that shit
Okay,
down.
here, how about this?
Yeah, yeah.
You have that date, but you haven't like reserved anything or anything.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Then I'd be like, no, we're pushing it back. You know what I mean? Because there's
Yeah.
like for anybody who doesn't understand, like the entertainment industry, those opportunities are so few and far in between that you may not get another one of those for the next 3-4 years. I mean, there's people who have had huge Def Jam opportunities, huge HBO opportunities, and then that second one doesn't come until 5 to 10 years later, sometimes, if
Well,
ever.
here's a crazy example. So I auditioned or showcased, however you want to say it, for Amazon Prime has a thing called Laugh After Dark. They've had
Yep.
2 seasons of it. The third season they revamped it. They got a new stage, put more money into it. Got a new host who's dope, a buddy of mine, Charlie Wilson. They're doing it up. So I
Yep.
showcased, had a good set. They contacted me. Congratulations, you're gonna be on season 3 of Laugh After Dark. Oh my
Yep.
god, awesome! It's a fucking credit. It's huge. It's gonna be on Amazon Prime. Yeah, so put this on your calendar. We're gonna film it March 22nd in LA. Awesome. March 15th, I'm in Boston. Everything's shut down for the pandemic. And
Oh.
that was March of last year. We're coming up on a year. Still
Whew.
no new date, nothing. They keep letting us know we're still going to do it. We're still doing it. Don't worry. But as a comic and like opportunities, you're in your head, you're like, fuck. That's why if you ever talk to a comic like or even an actor, I think probably actors are a lot like this. I don't ever really get too hyped about something until it's already
Exactly.
until it's airing. I
Yep.
mean, shit, there's the story of me fucking I kissed a dude for a fucking national TV thing, and then they cut the goddamn scene.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
fucking
it's so crazy because it's like, same scenario. Like that's one thing me and Jay have learned in this industry is that you never celebrate until you actually get it, till it's actually aired, because you don't even know once you film it if they're going to air it. I mean, so the point where, let's just put it like this: I had a radio opportunity. We were
mm,
all kind of celebrating it. And then it all kind of fell through at the very end. I mean, there was like a promotional thing kind of written up with my profile in it, and it didn't come to fruition. And everybody was like, "How come you're not excited?" I was like, "Because you just never know if it's gonna go all the way through." So,
it's
and that
fucking
actually brings me to a good one. Actually, read the last. There was the last question we have on here, because it pertains to this exact scenario, kind of.
okay. Can celebrity couples make it if they aren't the same level of superstar? For example, Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost. How do you avoid jealousy in the acting realm? Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston broke up after rumors of cheating on Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Anna Faris and Chris Pratt broke up after rumors of cheating with Jennifer Lawrence on the set of Passengers. Jay Hollingsworth and Brokeback Mountain. Why would that be funny, Manny?
I don't know. I just,
What? So what if I was in
no,
Brokeback Mountain?
it was a great role, Jay. I don't know. Were you cheating in that one? Anyways,
We just kept going over that scene over and over. Can we do one more take, please?
but no, that brings up it's interesting, because I've always thought about that. If you're in Hollywood and you're dating, and then all of a sudden you start hearing rumors that your significant other is having like these onset romance things, and then you're watching it on film and you see that they have good chemistry, it's gonna run through your head. And I don't know how, like, what's your recommendation? Say for instance, let's say you were Anna Faris's like life coach, and you're trying to tell her, hey,
Anna
I don't
Faris.
know.
Selma Hayek.
There you go, Selma Hayek. Okay,
54.
yeah.
Still.
Oh, still
I'd put her in
gorgeous.
my top 3 fucking
Oh,
hottest women.
dude, she is gorgeous. Like,
Fuck.
and that's the thing, ladies. I just want you to know out there,
Here we go.
in the realm of Love in Black and White, please don't do any work. You guys are perfect the way you are. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care if you had 3, 4 children, you got stretch marks, you were perfect. Don't ever change that. You don't need plastic surgery. Be Selma Hayek. There you go.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah, she doesn't have fake tits.
yeah. I don't know if she does. But like, in all honesty, it's like, I don't know how you avoid that. I mean, if you're sitting at home and, okay, let's ask you this, Jay. You're sitting at home and let's say, for instance, you're dating, gosh, who are you
Can we just say
dating?
Selma?
Yeah, okay, you're dating Selma Hayek. You're dating Selma Hayek, or you're married to Selma Hayek.
Ooh,
And all of a
better.
sudden, you're seeing her have these hot, passionate, like, love scenes with Antonio Banderas, and you're hearing
And they
rumors,
speak Spanish, and I
and
don't
they
know what the
speak
fuck you're
Spanish.
saying.
Exactly. And when you're in person and you meet Antonio,
Oh, yeah.
they're having a little chemistry and they're talking in Spanish
And laughing, I'll be like,
and
"What the
laughing.
fuck are you talking about?"
I don't know how I don't know how I would take that. I mean, I think that it's just a thing that you need to communicate with your
Just like
person.
they're there laughing and everything. You're just like, yeah. And then he leaves like, "What the fuck were you guys talking about? So fucking funny."
Yeah, you're like, I heard Blanco in there, motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. I just heard, hola, Jay. Wait, what the
fuck? Dude, yeah, I mean, that's a tough thing, but I think that you got to be very secure in yourself if you're going to have that kind of relationship.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, yeah, an actress. I'm dating an actress or actor. Is it back to where women are actors, or
I
we
don't
would
know.
not say
Yeah.
actress? I don't fucking know.
PC Manny doesn't have an answer for this one this
Right,
time.
because I don't know. Um, yeah, like, I mean, I guess if you a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you have questions, just be like, hey, there's all these rumors and all this shit, and I trust you, but I just need to hear from you that I'm fucking in
Yeah.
my own head.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing all this shit. Then
Totally.
you guys do have great chemistry. I don't know.
That'd be hard. I mean, shit. I mean, it was so interesting. One time, me and Crystal went to this it was like a conference for a book that was releasing, and Crystal ended up talking to this like really brainy genius guy, and I was like, man, I will never be able to have that kind of intellectual conversation. And there was a part of me that was like a little jealous, but at the same time, Crystal was like, oh, you had nothing to worry about. That guy was so nerdy, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool.
You're
So,
like, yeah, but that's what you say you
yeah, exactly, right.
like.
So I mean, ultimately, I just think you got to be confident in you, and address it if it's really that big a deal, because if you let it keep going on and fester, it's going to become a bigger problem. So
God, and then they're just like, oh yeah, we're working late tonight and gonna go over some lines in his trailer. A
oh
little some
god.
lines. No.
Oh man. Well, on another subject, we actually got fan mail.
Yes. Listener email from
Yes.
Tola. Uh,
Tulsa.
okay. Tulsa. No, Tola. Did I put
Is it?
Tulsa in there? It's
You put
Tola.
Tulsa. Oh, okay. I
I
was
meant
like
Tola. Tola. Okay. I won't read the thank yous. Okay, here we go. In the first two episodes, I think she's recently started listening and she's
okay.
catching up. In the first two episodes, Manny made mention of never actually pursuing a woman who didn't show interest to him first. I never shoot my shot to a man, no matter how much I'm attracted to them, usually a total stranger off the street. Some of us have this notion that if we make the move, a guy will always say yes, only because they can, and maybe just to smash. My personal
Mm.
fear is I shoot the shot, we date, and then one argument, then the guy will throw it in my face on some, I never wanted you anyways. Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, let's address that first and then get to the other shit.
Yeah.
Uh, well, we did kind of talk about approaching from another listener wrote in, and I said I a long time ago I came to the I guess the peace of mind where I would rather shoot my shot and get shot down than to go home. Like if I feel like somebody's flirting, whether it's through the eyes or whatever, um and I don't say anything, then I'm going to be beating myself up about it and I'll be thinking about it for like a week. Like, fuck, why didn't I say anything? So I'd rather shoot my shot and get shot down possibly than to never know. And as far as if this person, I never wanted you anyways, or throws it in your face or whatever, like, this is one of the things I always said about like women that are like, oh, I like some people have a time frame on like I won't have sex till this date or this happens because I want to make sure he's the right person. If the person's an asshole or this kind of person, that's how they're going to be, whether it happens in a week or a month or a year. If that's in their character, that's in their character, and you can't put that on yourself for how they are. If they're a piece of shit, they're a piece of shit. You know. Hey guys, so guess what? So this is take 3 in the middle of this podcast. So my modem has been shitting the bed, and I've called Cox, and they keep telling me it was a problem. So this last person just goes, "Oh, it's the health is not good of your modem. You need a new modem." Great. So I'm picking one up tomorrow. So we're trying to get through this. I don't know how long this connection is going to last. I think I answered Tulsa's thing. And once I edit this and splice
Yeah.
this together, I'll know. I'm pretty sure. If not, then we'll recover it next episode.
And
But
thank you so much for writing in.
yeah, absolutely. Not Tulsa, Tola. Jesus
Tola.
Christ. And let's get to our teaser. So this probably will end up being a shorter episode just because I want to make sure we get it out, and
Yeah.
I got to edit this. But the teaser for next week, Manulus.
Yes.
Could you date someone terminally ill?
Ooh.
Um, I have a buddy that eh, let me talk to him. Maybe he might want to come on as a guest. He might not though. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I
I have
mean,
a
and
buddy that's
we
going through this.
also we also have a comedian buddy who is technically terminally ill and has had cancer, and so that it brings up a very interesting dilemma. And I've got a few stories around it that
Mm,
that Crystal actually had a friend who had a similar scenario. So I'll yeah, I mean, damn, that's deep. But yeah,
yeah.
we'll for sure cover that next week. And yeah, any plugs for the week?
I'm going to be doing Don't Tell Comedy in Phoenix this Thursday.
Okay.
I don't know where. Just do a search for Don't Tell Comedy Phoenix, and that's where it's this Thursday. What about you? Any improv shows we can catch?
No, but I you know what? I told everybody that I'm working on this sports podcast with my old basketball coach and another buddy of mine who I used to play with in high school, but we're going to push it back I think about a week to maybe 2 weeks. and have it for after Super Bowl. So
Oh, smart.
yeah, so stay tuned. I got to work on the graphics with I'll probably get Jay's help on it, but I would love for you guys to tune into that one too. So yeah. But until then, Jay,
Yes.
we'll be putting the love back in your right. It's love in black and white.
We put the love back in